Yeah, bring back slut shaming or Israel's a threat to America.
Yeah,
whichever one.
Bring back slut shaming. Yeah, just want to get a little more detailed into what y'all are talking about. I guess I'm just like,
hold on 1 sec, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, DPG. Yo.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. Please handle that, bro. Let's get him out of here. All right, sorry.
You can hear me?
Yeah,
okay. Sweet. So I just get a little more detail with the slut shaming. So I think men lead, right? We lead, and I know that you were kind of saying that it's not our fault that we're being simps or whatever because of how women treat us, right? I'm kind of like, if men just, for instance, I believe that we should only be having sex with one woman, right? What do you believe? Yeah.
I would tell
not 1950s anymore, brother.
you that's a strategy that would have worked 70 years ago, but it's not going to work anymore.
That does not work no more, nigga. Oh, God. It's like a nigga coming up to me and saying, okay, we about to get into Black Ops 6 Warzone. I got my kilo. Actually, them shits is hidden. I got my, what's it good? I got my M14 and my MP5. I'm like, nigga, that's not the meta. That was the meta 5 years ago when the game first came out. Nigga, that's not the meta no more, dummy. Stupid. That's not the meta. That's why when niggas be like, oh, I hate niggas that don't know how to fight. I hate niggas that don't. That's not the meta. Niggas got guns, bro. You think niggas that go to war be, y'all, I bet you won't squabble. No, niggas finna shoot your ass. But might even drop a drone bomb on your ass. Like, niggas do not care. When it comes to war and love and war, there's what's the saying? All fair and love and war. You see what I'm saying? Like, you cannot expect niggas to hold their hand when you in a fight or in a. No, you can't expect none of that shit. So, hell no.
Why?
There's a multitude of reasons why.
It's not the meta no more, brother.
Well, tell me, how about this?
Gotta
tell me
adapt
why
to
you
the
think
meta.
I should do that, and then I can go from there, because that
Yeah.
I'll meet you where you're at. So why do you think I should do that?
So, like, I mean, if we're, being patient, not, going into our flesh, trying to have sex with every woman that, looks pretty, women wouldn't have, the ability to get what they want, right?
Are you approaching this from like a religious angle?
A little bit religious, yeah. But
okay.
also, like, if you be logical, like,
Okay.
if you're not,
So let's go with the logical then.
Yeah,
if you're not approaching this from a religious standpoint,
yeah.
okay.
We can go
so
logical
from a logical standpoint, the reason why that strategy isn't going to work is because women don't respect men that can't get laid. Now, this is a very ugly truth that women will never admit publicly.
Okay.
But the reality is that women don't respect men that can't fuck other girls.
Or can't get other girls to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, can't get other bitches.
The reason for that, I'll explain. So the way women are attracted to men versus how men are attracted to women is completely fundamentally different.
Yeah.
Women want a guy that has other women. We want a girl that doesn't have other men. And women need to be with a guy that they can see with their own two eyes as social proof. So you might not necessarily have to go out there and actually fuck other women, but you need to be able to present the ability to do so if she doesn't do what she's supposed to do as your girl.
Right.
Does that make sense? Because, and this is why I said we need to bring back slut shaming. This dovetails perfectly into my point. The industry that we had around women before to curb their promiscuity is gone.
Yeah, which was religion. Social
shame, the church, the mosque, whatever it may be, all these social institutions have broken down. So what's left? Well, women can do whatever they want. And since they can do whatever they want, they get the guys that they want. And a lot of times the guys that they want might not be the best guy for them long term. Does that make sense?
It makes a little bit of sense. But if we could control ourselves and just not give in, I mean, the women aren't going to be able to have the power over us.
Most men don't operate from that.
I can't stand niggas like that. If we control ourselves and not give in, he ain't never seen no shit. And what's so crazy is if somebody was to put some shit in front of him, he's taking it. He's taking that shit.
Most guys,
but that's our fault. That's our fault. Like,
of course. But what I'm saying is that, being realistic here, most men aren't monogamous by choice. Sorry, they're not celibate by choice.
Right.
Most guys are celibate involuntarily. That's why they call them incels. Literally, the term incel is based on most guys' inability.
But do you
to
feel
get
like
sex.
do you think this makes men happier having sex with women?
What was that?
Yes.
Do you think men are happier having a bunch of sex with women? Do you think men are happier having sex with a bunch of women?
Yeah. I think
goddamn right they are. I would. You goddamn King David was shit.
Guy can
God
actually
damn it.
accomplish the sexual strategy, which is he has side chicks and a main girl or two. I think that is what most guys would dream for, but most guys can't pull it off. And I'll give you an example of this. So my good friend Andrew Tate, right? One of the reasons he blew up and went so viral is because he lives a lifestyle that most men want to emulate. A bunch of women, fast cars, millions of dollars, etc. So he didn't blow up for no reason, right? Obviously, he's charismatic and stuff too, but he's living a lifestyle that many men want. And he's honest about it, right? Most guys want that lifestyle. They just can't be honest about it. So I think his success is testament to men's true desires if they had the ability to do so.
Okay. So I've about 5 years ago, I was living that life myself, and I was completely depressed. And then I've obviously changed my life the past 5 years.
Wait, so you already lived the life, and now you telling niggas not to live the life? I told you niggas, it's always something.
Obviously, I don't go around having sex with women. I'm way happier. I treat women with respect. So I just
But you made the choice, right?
I made the choice.
Okay,
yes.
That's key. That is the fundamental, because you're in a position where you made that choice and you're at peace. Fine, I'm all good with that. But for most men, they don't make that choice, man.
Yeah, but
they don't make that choice.
Yeah, but the men who can get whatever they want, if we could not go into our flesh and be like, hey, I'm going to set a good example for the rest of the women. It would help society a lot. Like, people, do you not think that you're hurting society by having sex with a bunch of women?
Well, the thing is that society's already cooked. So the way I look at it is, at this point, you need to have the sexual experience to be able to identify the women that are worthy. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Because since so many girls are hooking up casually and doing all this 304 shit, if you don't get your feet wet and be able to identify these women, what's going to happen is your sexual inexperience will put you in a position where you're dealing with a girl that you don't know is a hoe, and then she ruins your life later.
Yeah, but for instance, I go to the club. I go to Sugar, right? I go to Sugar. I go in the club. I pick up
right now.
I pick up some women.
Yeah.
And I get the status. I'm having a good night. My next move isn't, I'm going to take them home, right? You can stop there. You can get all the status you want and stop there, and then have respect for yourself.
It's always niggas that get coochie that's already got coochie telling niggas not to go get coochie. It's always you niggas. You can't go back. You can't turn around and go backwards.
Have respect for the woman and be like, hey, I'm not going to take you home and have sex with you.
So are you familiar? So I actually talk about this. I don't know if you're familiar with my content, but I tell guys get a late count of at least 50 so you get out your system. What you're referring to is getting it out of your system.
I did a lot.
That's
back
fine.
in the day. Yeah.
But see, you're able to get to that position through experience, and now you have the mental clarity. Most men don't get that benefit. Does that make sense?
It does.
Sometimes you need to experience something to realize that it ain't worth the fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I'm just trying to comprehend how it's gonna make things better. I guess it just doesn't sound like that's
it's the new
solution.
Normal. It's the new normal. It's literally the new normal now. So guys have to kind of acclimate to what's going on. It's empty anyway. You can just throw it out. Guys got to deal with what is versus what should at this point, right? So that when I dispense the advice I'm giving, I understand that it's not 100% spot on, but based on the current environment that we're in the dating marketplace, this is the best way that men need to move with the way women move now. I wish it was 1955 and we can go back to the traditional situation, but most women aren't traditional. So therefore, you gotta move differently, and she's got to earn that tradition from you now.
I see your point. I see where you're coming from, but do you not think if we, all guys like you, people who that can get girls whenever they want, right? Just say, hey, we're not gonna have sex anymore. I'm gonna still have status in clubs and whatnot. I'm gonna hang out with girls all the time, but I'm gonna cut the line off of being like, hey, I'm not having sex with you because like you have to deserve it.
But that comes after experience. That comes after you realize that most women, like, are useless outside of sex. Like, that comes after experience.
I guess I just disagree, but appreciate it.
All right, no worries, brother.
Yeah.
Can I get another? Yeah. All right. Yo, and guys, shout out to DPG, by the way. Shout out to DPG. You guys are going to get better audio right now because he did some things in the back for me. So, again, bring back slut shaming is the topic, or Israel is a threat to America. Those are the two topics, guys. So, go ahead.
I think women need a wake-up call, but I also think most men need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Most men kind of lack that dominant point of view, I think. People, they settle for what they can get.
Yep.
But I also think most men lack uniqueness. Like, what kind of differentiates you from other men, That's why I feel like most women cheat and slut out like that.
Well, like I said, I think
Hold on. Let's go back.
is a threat to America. Those are the two topics, guys. So, go ahead.
I think women need a wake-up call, but I also think most men need a wake-up call.
Yeah.
Most men
kind of
kind of
wake-up call,
lack that dominant point of view, I think. People,
Yeah,
they settle for what
facts.
they can get.
Yep.
But I also think most men lack uniqueness. Like, what kind of differentiates you from other men, That's why I feel like most women cheat and slut out like that.
Well, like I said, I think the reason why these problems arise is simply because women, their standards are too damn high.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
think
feel like
that's-
they're
yeah.
mostly delusional, right?
Yeah, they're fucking delusional. I mean, I can confidently say after talking to 3,700 women that a majority of women are fucking delusional, bro. It's actually nuts. Like, if you ask the average girl, pull any girl like from the red street, hey, what type of guy do you want? They're gonna describe a dude that's 6 foot plus, 100K per year, all this shit. They're all looking for a top 1% guy. And the crazy part is, they're not just looking for him. They demand him and they think they deserve it.
Right.
The
That's
thing
the
is they
crazy
don't
part.
bring shit to the table. Exactly.
There you go, my friend.
I agree with you here on everything.
Now, they will call us a misogynist for saying that, though, and they don't want to hear it, though. So like, on this side of the internet, we know this. On their side of the internet, they don't know
don't.
this.
Right. So I agree with the fact that like women should like dress for themselves.
Yeah.
I think one thing I disagree with is
this a woman?
how you stated that statement, but also
This is a guy?
I have a few questions for you in terms of like, why do you think women tend to dress the way they do and how you're saying they dress
For attention.
for attention, right? So do you think that it's primarily just the woman's fault or the society's fault, as in men are weak and they fall to their lusts and desires? Isn't it a problem that's
The
both
Simps are weak, definitely.
like on both sides, where men are like becoming less weak, but they're becoming more weak with their self-control and desire? And I think you were just talking about like men should be out there getting laid and stuff. And do you agree with that in terms of that, like, isn't that also promoting women to like dress for getting more attention?
Well, it's a combination of different things occurring at once,
Right.
right? It's feminism, it's society reinforcing bad behavior, it's men becoming weaker. It's a multiple pronged issue
Right.
that has many different contributing factors.
Right. So I agree with the fact that like women should like dress respectful and have respect for themselves and carry themselves with dignity. But I just think that like the way that it's being argued right now is as if it's like targeted towards like a way, it's provocative. That's what it is, I think. And I
Well,
think,
that's how we have to do things now.
I
Because the
see.
problem is that we've gone so far left that you need someone that might be a bit more far right to bring things back center.
well, I think the only thing that I like disagree with, I don't know what what were you talking about in a few people ago, where you're saying men should have the desire, or you should get laid by 50 times or something, a body count of 50 or something like that.
I said that's a component for guys that want to get married. I think they should have a certain level of experience with women prior to getting married in this new generation.
Well, I would disagree with that in terms of that, like, I think that if you say that a man should have a high body count in terms of like going out there and doing whatever they want, doesn't that also kind of encourage women to like make themselves appealing for those men?
Well, the thing is that the women are going to be hoes no matter what.
Right.
Well,
They're gonna.
I don't agree with that in terms of that, like,
Huh?
I feel like society is
How old are you, bro?
19.
Okay. How many chicks have you hooked up with?
I
You're a
protect
virgin?
I am a virgin, but I
Okay,
do
that's
that.
fine.
It's by choice.
Yeah, you don't
'cause
got it. No, that's fine.
It's by
So
choice.
here's
by
the reality.
choice.
And I'm proud. Actually, like I had
Bro, you don't got it. Look,
but,
I was
like,
virgin till I was 18 too. I'm not
Right.
saying that to shame you.
Right.
I'm saying this to give you perspective. A lot of girls that are your age in America have already
fucking
fucked.
niggas.
I
or
agree.
had
I
mo-
am.
so let's put that in perspective and scale it out. If a lot of guys are like you at 18, 19, 20 years old, still a virgin, or maybe have a limited amount of partners, versus a lot of women in your age group have multiple partners because they've been having sex for a longer period of time, well, guess what? They've been in the sexual marketplace longer, so they're more experienced than you. I'll give you an equivalent. Let's say I told you that you're gonna have a boxing match in 10 years, right? But you didn't train at all. Meanwhile, your opponent's been training for 10 years, and then you get into that boxing match. Who's gonna win?
Well, the
The
person
nigga-
with the more experience.
Exactly.
That's the
I think
women,
that's
my
a
friend.
flawed- That's a flawed
That's the
analogy
women, my
because,
friend.
like, there's multiple nuances in that analogy that you just made, and in that if men in general have more self-control, which I agree, women should carry themselves with more dignity and respect. But if men also have self-control,
Brother, it's not 1950s. Regardless of how much self-control the nigga has, they are going to do what they want to do, bro. That's what this nigga's not getting. They're gonna do what they want to do, bro. And guess what? You'll be the self-controlled, righteous man walking by himself, while the nigga who know what these bitches do is gonna be fucking these hoes. Like,
and like isn't out there to get experience, isn't that perpetuating the problem? If,
Okay,
like,
so
like,
let's go ahead and use the self-control thing. All right, let's go into that boxing match now with one hand behind our back. You think you're gonna win?
but it's not a fight. Like you're
No,
saying
it
it's a
is,
fight.
and
Why
that's
is it a
precisely
fight?
the problem. It is a fight. So you got to understand, this is why so many guys are blue pilled. Men and women dealing with each other is an adversarial relationship. And I think men need to really take the red pill on this and understand that it is an adversarial relationship. If one party has leverage, the other one by definition has to have less leverage. And what I'm arguing is that the man needs to have the leverage every single time. Women don't know how to behave when they have power in a relationship. They're terrible fucking people. Now, some of them might get mad at me for saying this, but the numbers back up my claim. They overwhelmingly initiate the divorces, the breakups. Men are far more likely to be hit harder after a breakup. Women get over breakups faster thanks to Briffle's law. So I wish it wasn't this way, but all the biological data confirms what I'm saying. So the man needs to have the leverage.
I think that I agree with the sense what you're saying, that it is like a problem on one end, but I just disagree with the fact that you're saying it's like one side needs more leverage than the other, when I think if both
They
sides
do.
if both sides had like
oh
tried to
my
work
goodness,
on
this
that
Disney World
aspect.
ass
I'm
nigga,
saying
it
that,
doesn't work
I
like
agree with
that,
you in
bro.
the fact that, like, I think that in Western society, it's promoted to kind of like make yourself seen more, and it's kind of empowering for women. That's how they like market it. But I think that's because men are giving that attention, and I think that when you say that people should go out there and get laid by 50 girls, that's perpetuating the problem of like giving that
this
attention
was
to
kinda
women
the
who
last
are
one, but-
making themselves appealing, right? So I think
The
like,
problem
I
is
think
going to
that's a
exist no matter.
contradiction.
The problem's going to exist no matter what. And I'd rather the guy have the power where he can identify these problematic women first, and then go ahead and go into the slaughterhouse. That's the marriage institution in America, before they go ahead and say, oh, you know what? Let me just go ahead and save myself and do it traditionally. Because even if you get with a girl that's very religious and nice, she still reserves the right to take you to court and destroy your life at any point. Does that make sense? Like, there's no the guardrails that I talked about before are gone. Men take all the risk in relationships nowadays, pretty much. We have to bring everything to the table, but they're incentivized to break the deal.
I think the issue, right, like with this argument, is that there's like I think we're having arguments because we are at like radicals on both ends, but I definitely know that there's a middle ground.
No,
in
there
terms
is
of
no.
understanding.
And
I
that's
think
where
there
you're.
is.
That's where you're fucked up. We need more radicalism. We need
Well, no,
more.
I understand what you're
radicalism.
doing, and
Because
no, I
hold on.
understand,
Let me
yeah,
stop. Let me stop you. This moderation, this centrist type ideology, is precisely why we have the problems that we have now. We need more radicalism, and we need more harsh truths, facts getting out there so that we can actually make a change. Because the thing is this, with women, if you just sit there and be like, oh yeah, you know, it's kind of a problem that you do X, Y, Z, they don't give a fuck.
Well, here's
you gotta
the thing,
break
I
through the
understand
noise.
what you're saying. I get your points, right? And I see why you're being radical. It's like it
Guys,
helps you
line up
spread the
behind him.
word,
Anyone that wants to
but I
talk,
just
by the
think
way,
that-
line up
that
behind
when
him.
you're talking right now in terms of like men going out there to get laid by 50 people, that's a contradiction in the statement where you're saying it kind of like goes against your whole point of like.
No, it doesn't. Because I just told you the relationship is adversarial, right?
It's adversarial. But
So
it's
so
still,
that means since it's adversarial, that means one
well,
party
what
is
are you here to do right now? You're trying to promote that women should carry themselves with more dignity, right?
yes.
And when you're saying that men should go out there and like get with multiple women,
Yep.
who do you think they're gonna get with? The ones that are respecting themselves, or the ones that are just showing themselves off?
Well, what I'm saying is that since the relationship is inherently adversarial,
Yeah.
men need to approach it from the position of I need to be in the leverage position every single time. Now, and the reason for that is because we have the broken down social institutions that used to keep women in check. So now there's a new normal that's completely dysfunctional. But let's get to the next person because I know there's other people waiting, and then we'll come back. But yeah, bro, that's
Okay.
no
I
offense
still
to you, but I
think-
think you're speaking from a very, very limited perspective, and you know, and I'm not saying that to little bro you, but I think if once you deal with women and understand their mating strategy and how they move, etc., this will all make significantly more sense to you. And the thing is, like, you're not going to hear content like this from most people because this is a very uncomfortable conversation to have. And this is why I'm censored on multiple platforms. This is why I'm demonetized, because they don't want young men hearing this stuff. This is considered hate speech, but it's true speech.
Right.
Men and women are fundamentally different, and that completely changes how we approach relationships. And more men need to get this information before they put a gun in their mouth.
Okay.
So,
I
okay, let's go
understand
next
what you're saying.
person.
I appreciate
Next person,
you,
next
But I
person.
still think that you're contradicting what you were saying with men going out there. I don't think I can understand.
Bro, you're not listening. Who's up next?
It's like an extremist.
Okay, what's your argument then?
You're talking about first of all, he's calling women sluts.
Yeah, bring
Whores.
back slut shaming.
Calling
Yeah.
her whores and sluts. What religious person talks about sluts and whores? And then you're talking about Israel as well. It's not. Well, most of the people are supposed to be religious if you're talking about Israel and Palestine. How many times in the Quran does it mention about Palestine? And how many times does it mention Israel?
Okay, so
How many
what is
times?
can you give me your argument or what's your?
I'm asking you
because
you're a professional, right?
No.
How
Well-
many times in the Quran does it mention Palestine?
See, here's the thing.
How many times?
It's not really relevant.
Zero.
What?
Because
That's-
it's not real.
Oh, it's not
Zero.
real. Okay.
They mention 46 times in the Quran Israel, and even Allah in the Quran says that it is promised land to the Israelites. Am I right or am I wrong?
So here's the thing.
Am I right or am I
love-
wrong? Just
okay.
yes or no.
Hey, bro.
Yes
here's
or
the
no?
thing. No, there's a very important context there that you're missing.
Think of Palestine like a squatter, right? It's when they go to land, right? It's like losing your house at a
actually
time.
Anyways.